Hi everyone, my name is David. I was 3 years old when my sister got lost, but I remember it like it happened yesterday. The day was the most tragic day in our family. It was Independence Day then. My family and I went out and had a fancy party in town. Nika was only 1 year old at the time, but she was already running briskly. My parents offered us something to eat and took a line to get food, while Nika and I sat in the playground in the pool with balls. I remember handling her balls and her throwing them into the ring. We were looked after by a specially hired babysitter who worked at the playground. Nikki had new Velcro shoes that day. They were pink with a white flower in the middle. The flower on the left pair broke off and disappeared. Nika cried a lot, so I volunteered to help her. I promised that I would find her flower and sat her down near the pool. At this point, someone called the nanny on the phone, and I dove into the balls to find the promised flower. I looked for a very long time, but I never found it. And then I heard my mum yell my name. "David! Nika! David!" "Oh, Mum, I'm here." "Where's Nika?" "She was just here. She was sitting right here."
"The nanny said she didn't see her leave. Maybe she hid somewhere."
"I don't know. David, why do you have her slipper?" "She lost the flower on her shoe. I went looking for it. Mum, she was right there just now."
"It's okay, son, don't worry. It's probably around here somewhere. We should check the room. I'll go put an announcement on the loudspeaker."
"Okay." Mum rushed to show Nikki's picture and I ran after her. I was showing everybody the shoe and Mum the picture. My dad ran to talk through the microphone. We stalked her for about 40 minutes and then we realised that we can't do it without police assistance. And then the race was on. We put out missing persons reports wherever we could. Mum and Dad involved volunteers. I ran and handed out ads. We even involved the media. Anyway, her slipper stayed on my shelf for the next 15 years. Parents changed a lot. We didn't lose hope for the first 5 years. Dad and Mum were very enthusiastic about organising promotions, even paid ads regularly. And then the swearing started in the house. It was unbearable. They almost stopped paying attention to me. Well, I didn't touch my parents myself, but the thing is, from then on, my life was in the shadows. All I could talk about was Nika, and her slipper became a symbol of how our family was falling apart. After 5 years, when the folks started blaming each other, when we ran out of energy, nerves, resources, and started running out of money, my dad left. "Are you serious, Dad? Just like that? You're going to leave us?"
"I'm sorry, son, but your mother and I can't do otherwise. We haven't been able to have a normal life since Nikki went missing."
I know what happened. Daddy, you don't have to tell me. I was there too. I looked for her too and I loved her too. I was afraid for her and I'm still waiting for her. But for some reason, you forgot one little thing. Me. I'm your child too. But have you and Mum even once in 5 years asked me how I was doing? How I was studying and how I was doing at school, hey?
"Yeah, son, you're right. We are bad parents. I'm a bad father. But I can't take it anymore. I'm out of here."
"Don't you dare leave us." "Let him go. He's useless anyway. You and I can manage on our own." My father left. I can't forgive him to this day. Years went by. I grew up, went from one class to another. My mother hadn't changed one bit. If you think she cared for me more after hearing this, well, she didn't. She became even more withdrawn. I haven't received a single letter from my father since, and my mother pretended he never existed. She even cut him out of all the family photos. I didn't understand. After all, usually sharing grief is supposed to bring people closer, right? Although, as my friend Henry used to say, only real hardships in a family show how strong it is. Apparently, ours wasn't. And then I turned 18, graduated high school, and went to another city. I went to college, which I was proud of. My mother saw me off on the day. On the threshold, she hugged me and said, "I'm very proud of you, son. You're so independent. I'm sorry that you didn't have another childhood." "It's okay, Mum. I'm not mad." I hugged her and left. The new life quickly made its adjustments. Studies, acquaintances, parties. I arrived at my dorm with a few things, and most importantly, Nikki's shoes. I put it on my table. Almost the first month of my stay, I met a girl named Flora. She took a sandwich right out of my hands. It turned out, mistook it for a classmate. We laughed at the time. She was so funny, perky, And most of all, she reminded me of Nika. She had the same temperament, militant and not a drop of shyness. I remember Flora was late for her computer science class. There was an empty seat next to me, but she moved me by force to another seat and sat down in mine. What difference does it make? It's my place, not yours. So what's the difference? She opened the lid of the processor and took out a packet of candy. What? You're hiding candy in the computer? Why, always handy, very convenient. I have hoards like that on every floor of my school. Why not carry everything in your purse? It's a habit from childhood. Did you have a lot of brothers and sisters? Well, you could say that. Would you like some candy? No thanks, I don't like sweets. Suit yourself. I loved watching her eat, so I started feeding her. One day I saw her steal a muffin from the cupboard. I asked her not to, but she just smiled. My new friend and roommate Frankie advised me to stay away from her.
Why? She'll clean you out. You won't even notice.
Why?
Haven't you heard? She's from a boarding school.
Right, I didn't know.
Yeah, well, you're always hanging around her, and she always takes advantage of you. Look, don't bring her to us or she'll steal from you.
You don't think much of her.
It's better to be on the safe side.
I didn't share his opinion. Flora seemed nice to me. Everybody's got their things on their mind. We got very close within a couple of months. Flora and I went out almost every day, went to the cinema and cafes. I felt that we liked each other. Really, she kept shaving me off, wouldn't let me kiss her, and then something happened. She and I went to the mall near our dorm. I wanted to buy myself some new sneakers and Flora a purse. We got separated for a while. Then I noticed Flora running in my direction with her purse in her hand and yelling, "Run!" She grabbed my hand and we rushed down the stairs. The guards were running after us and she kept yelling at me not to turn around. One of them grabbed her arm and she hit him with her new purse. Then she threw it at the guards and they were gone. We ran back to my room. My heart was racing. Oh man, you're so cool. Flora, why would you steal? Well, if you don't have any money, you tell me, I'll help you. I'd buy you that purse. No, it's an old habit. Are you a kleptomaniac or something? Not really. Growing up in a boarding school, there you have to fight for every piece of bread, right down to your underwear. You wouldn't understand. It's obvious you're an only child. Everything for you was, is, and will be. It's not exactly like that. What do you mean? I had a little sister, but she's gone. Oh, I'm sorry. By the way, this is for you. I took out the box and showed it to Flora. I bought some sneakers for her. She was surprised and then she cried. She said she'd never got gifts like that before. I hugged her and suddenly I so wanted to try and kiss her again. She looked me straight in the eyes. I was getting closer and then her gaze fell through me and she pulled away. I whispered to myself, oh shit. What is that? Huh? Oh, it's my little sister's shoe. She lost it on the day she... When she lost it? Yes, why? There was no face on it. Her lips trembled. She suddenly sat down abruptly on the floor and began to shake. What's the matter with you, Flora? The other shoe. It has a flower on it. Yes, that's because it came off this one. I went looking for it. And wait, what did you say? Flora cried, looked at me and then asked, what's her name? What's your little sister's name? And I realized. Oh my God. Oh my God. Nika! Nika! I hugged her and we started sobbing together in the middle of the room. I couldn't believe we had found each other. Circumstances were such that I got into college, even though my mother was against it, and Nika jumped up a few grades in high school and got in 2 years earlier than planned. She had always been a smart girl. So our family was reunited. And right now, we're on our way home to tell Mum all about it.
Hello everyone, my name is Sophia. I have always been told that I look a lot like one of the celebrities, more precisely, Ariana Grande. And I was told this every day, often confused, asked for an autograph, and one day I decided to play along with everyone a little, did the same hairstyle, makeup, and showed up to a party. Only I didn't think it would go so wrong. I was kidnapped. Do you want me to tell you what happened next? Then watch and listen. I didn't do anything special for my appearance. I grew up as I grew up, until one day, when we were at an amusement park with my parents, some girl suddenly ran up to me and asked me to give them an autograph and take a couple of pictures. I didn't understand what was going on at all. My parents stood on the sidelines in shock, and I silently signed, took pictures, and then one of them, the smallest one, said to me, I've always dreamed of taking a photo with you, Ariana Grande. You're my favorite," and ran away. Then it dawned on me that I didn't look so much like her. I Googled a photo and realized that the similarity is still there. Since then, every time I left the house, it was a nightmare. I was not given a pass, asked questions, took pictures. I was angry when I came home and didn't know what to do. And then I called my friend. "Well, what's the big deal?" "What's the big deal? I can't go to the store normally. Everyone's staring. Wear glasses, a hood, caps." "Are you serious right now? Even if I shaved my hair off, they would still take me for her." "Then turn the situation around." "How? Have you forgotten that it's Buck's party tonight? His folks bought him an apartment, and we're going." "I definitely won't go there. There will be so many people. I don't want attention." "Think big." "Yes, speak directly already. Enjoy the popularity. Do you know how fun it is to be popular? Yes, her fans are ready to give her everything, but you refuse to do it. Just have fun and thank nature for giving you the opportunity to live like her." And then I thought, what if it's true? I sat down in front of the mirror, carefully studied the image of Ariana, and turned myself into her. I even had a similar dress in her style. We packed up and went to the party. As soon as I got out of the car, all eyes turned in my direction. And to be honest, my skin crawled. Voices from the crowd. "Oh my God, is that her?" "Yes, it's definitely her." "What's she doing here?" Bucky, an old friend of Rita's, came up to me, speechless, unable to believe that such a star had come to his party. "Hey, Bucky, shut your mouth and wipe your drool. Look who I brought you today." "You're so gorgeous. I'm so happy. I can't believe it. Come on, come on." I just smiled silently, and everyone made way for us and watched us go. After a couple of minutes, a crowd lined up in front of me. Everyone took a photo, wanted an autograph, then began to ask questions. I was confused. Then Rita told everyone that I came here on the condition that I would not be harassed. "Have fun as usual. I'm one of you today," I said, and everyone started applauding. They immediately turned on Grande songs, started dancing, apparently trying to please me. I just smiled and pretended that everything was as it should be. A couple of hours later, I was on Instagram and TikTok with all the guests. Then I was tired and decided to go outside to breathe. While I was sitting alone in silence, away from all the people, I heard a noise behind me. I didn't turn around and just said, "Please, no more photos. Let's just sit in silence." A voice I didn't recognize said, "As you wish." And then they abruptly covered my mouth with a hand and put a bag over my head. I didn't even have time to squeak. I was so scared. I resisted, tried to escape, but I was grabbed and taken to an unknown location. My heart was pounding and I wanted to go home. I was carried to some room, put on a chair, and the bag was removed from my head. The bright light blinded my eyes, and I didn't know what was going on. When my mouth was untied, I began to speak. "Please don't hurt me. What do you need? Who are you? Why was I brought here?" "It's all right, Ariana. Relax, just wait a bit. We'll tell you everything." "Please, mister, who are you? Let me go. I didn't do anything wrong." "I told you to wait. You will be punished for disobedience." My whole body was shaking with fear. I wanted to go home. I wanted to run away. And these people, I couldn't even see them. They just went back and forth, and that's it. After a while, one of them in a mask sat down opposite and began to speak. It turned out to be a woman. "Baby, it's okay. Just tell us who we can call to demand a ransom for you. We need $3 million. "What? I don't have that kind of money. Let me go. I'm not Ariana. My name is Sophia. I just look like her. My parents are ordinary people, and they're probably looking for me. We have no such money. Let me go and I won't say anything." "Huh. You mean you're an exact copy of Ariana? Then why are you dressed like her? Did you have a costume party? It doesn't look like it. Give me the number, otherwise things will get worse." Out of fear, I gave my mom's number. I didn't know what else to do. They called her in front of me, told her they had Ariana and were demanding a ransom, and my mom thought it was a prank and hung up. She didn't believe it. The bandits were surprised. accused me of giving the wrong number, and grabbed me by the hair. "Come on, number!" I gave her Rita's phone number. They called her and she understood everything, said that she would find the money now, and then asked to make sure that it was me, and they turned it on loudspeaker. Hello, are you all right? Yes, everything is fine, but they demand the money. Don't worry, everything will be fine. The bandits gave them 2 hours to bring the money. For me, the time dragged on endlessly. I did not understand what was going to happen. The police could not be called. Rita does not know where I am, unless the bandits were guests from the party. I looked up and asked the woman, Mrs. Roster, Mr. Roster, you bought your son a fancy apartment. Which one? Did you say my name? No, we agreed. How the hell does she know us? Quiet, do you hear me? There was a soft knock on the door, and I heard Rita's voice saying that she had brought the money. These two began to panic. It was clear that they had not thought through everything. They were afraid. It helped me relax a little. The woman asked who was there, and Rita gave her name. But when they opened the door, Bucky, their son, was standing in front of them. Mom, Dad, what did you do? The woman took the mask off from her face, hugged her son, began to cry, and asked him to forgive her. She said that they didn't want to, but they bought his apartment on credit, and when they saw a celebrity at his party, they decided to make some easy money. I don't know what came over me, over us. Sorry, son, we didn't mean to. At this time, Rita came in quietly and untied me, and in a couple of seconds, the police appeared. The end of the story was logical. Bucky apologized to me for a long time, but I got off with just a fright. Rita, how did you know? When you went outside, I followed you out and saw you being shoved into Bucky's father's car. Only he has an inscription on all the glass, I love my family. I immediately understood everything and therefore did not panic. And then they called. I told Bucky everything, and he knew where they were hiding you. In their offices. Here we are. You saved my life, thank you. If it wasn't for my idea to dress you up, nothing would have happened, right? By the way, you better be yourself. This dress doesn't suit you. The story ended well, and I completely changed my image and even makeup to somehow differ from Ariana. This lesson was enough for me for the rest of my life. Tell me, did you guys like my story? Write your opinion about it in the comments below the video. Do not forget to put likes, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.